So video blogging, as I said, you have two ways. One is the technical, go with Volga for that,
Техническата част е при Volga.
and then if not, we will just go through a couple of ideas and then with how to really be, I wouldn't say successful blogger, but at
Как да
least
бъдем не
useful.
точно успешни блогъри, но полезни.
So first of all, I went through some data,
Минах през някои
and
информации.
if you don't know, Hootsuite does it every year, and they just released that.
Hootsuite го правят всяка година.
This is the world population right now.
В момента имаме толкова души на Земята,
How many phones do you have in the world?
толкова мобилни устройства,
Which is not bad.
което не е малко.
How many people that is using internet? It's more than the half.
Колко хора използват интернет, повече от половината.
And who is an active social media user?
И колко са активни в социалните медии.
Okay, so you see, we are 7.6 billion in the
Толкова
world
сме в
right
момента,
now, and there are
7,6 милиарда,
5.1 billion of
5,1 от които имат телефони.
See that? It is very interesting. The world growth is 1.1% every year, and
Това е за една година растеж.
the world is growing in 2% of mobile users.
2% за използващите мобилни устройства и 9,1% за останалото.
But look at that, internet users and social media users, they're growing faster than the world population, which is interesting.
Интернет и социалните мрежи потребители растат по-бързо от популацията на света.
This is the social platforms most, let's say, with most active users in the
Това
world.
са социалните платформи с най-много активни потребители.
Facebook already had reached 2.2 billion.
Facebook вече е на 2,2 милиарда.
YouTube is 1.9 billion users. WhatsApp.
YouTube е 1,9 милиарда.
And then if you see both Facebook and YouTube are the main, these two are WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger, instant messaging. Which
Да,
is
първо са
different.
Facebook, YouTube и после са WhatsApp и Messenger, където това са приложения за комуникация, за изпращане съобщения.
And Instagram is
Instagram се качва.
How about Bulgaria?
Как е България?
Okay, you have 7.1 million people.
Oh, it's more than I thought. 7 милиона души.
You have decreased to 0.2% of your population in 2018.
За една година 0,2 намаление на
But
популацията.
man, you have 9.9 million mobile phones. Wow!
Окей, имаме 9,93 милиона мобилни телефони.
Which is interesting. That means every two people, one of you has one phone and the other one has two
Only phones or iPads and something?
phones.
On
It's
phones.
a mobile
Mobile
subscription.
SIM карти.
Okay.
Това е SIM карти, да.
Okay, and you have the more than the half, 54% that they are in social
Повече
media.
от половината са социалните мрежи.
Okay, as I said, the population has decreased now. It's in 0.7. Wow!
Намалява популацията с 0,7%.
But the mobile is growing and the social media is growing.
И
Okay.
съответно телефоните и социалните мрежи растат.
So it is interesting how Bulgaria is evolving in communications.
Интересно е как българите еволюират, България еволюира в мобилните комуникации.
And I'm talking with final user of communication, not with media, which is different.
Can you repeat that?
I'm talking about final user communications,
Да, говорим си за крайния потребител,
not with big media communications.
не за големите медии. Това става въпрос за единичните потребители. He was asking what's the difference between mobile social media users and what was that? Какво друго питаш? Between the last two, the active social media users and the mobile media social media users.
Mobile social media users and active social. Okay, these are those who are using social media,
Тези, които използват социалните мрежи са това.
and these are that are using social media through mobile phones.
Това тези, които ги използват чрез мобилните.
Because there are people that they have mobile phones that they're not smartphones, but they use social media through their computer.
Някои си използват социалните мрежи през компютрите, въпреки че имат мобилни телефони, просто те не са смартфони.
Okay, and this is recent data. We're talking about January
Това е от
2019.
януари 2019.
Anyway, so the device usage is any phone 94% and
Yeah,
smartphone
telephone.
55%, which is
Smartphone
growing and growing.
55%.
Anyway, just to give you an idea, okay? The similar websites in Bulgaria. Number one, Google.
Най-много Google се използва.
Number two, Facebook.
След това Facebook,
Google.com, YouTube.
Google, YouTube.
Okay, if you delete Google, you have Facebook and YouTube,
Ако махнем Google, имаме Facebook.
which coincides with the world results.
Което е с световните...
And then you have whatever is that, which is
That's mail, that's email.
Okay. Top Google searches in 2018. Facebook.
Oh, no, seriously, Blitz? Oh my goodness. Първите резултати в Google, Facebook.
Yes, and I don't know what's that.
That's news and weather. Weather and news.
YouTube.
YouTube.
Whatever. Email.
Email. Facebook in Bulgarian.
Where
It's
is
the sixth one.
Facebook?
Yeah. Then it's Google, Google Translate, Plovdiv as in the city, then mail again, ABV.
But this is because those who are not very acquainted. Anyway, because normally you have the app or the.
Just take into account that the 11th one, that's Blitz, which is the off news or the news, the yellow news, the yellow pages.
Fake news. Okay.
Yellow pages, that's it.
Yellow news, we say. Yellow news. It's not the same. Yeah, you're right. Okay, social media advertising audiences. This is like in the movies. If you want to follow,
Във филма това,
if you want to find the best clue, follow the money.
ако искате да намерите най-добрата подсказка, да кажем, търсете къде са парите.
So where are the big enterprises investing money in publicity, advertising?
Големите корпорации инвестират в
First, Facebook.
Facebook, най-много.
After Instagram, and then you go to Twitter with thousands. It's 0.1 million, okay?
И след това са 0,1 милиона на Twitter.
So think about people do not invest just even a cent in somewhere which is not important to targeting audiences.
Те не биха инвестирали дори цент, където няма смисъл да се инвестира.
So through that you may understand that the main social media in Bulgaria is Facebook and
Може да
Instagram.
видите къде са официалните социални медии. Do you have YouTube here?
No, because that's Google and that's worldwide. Anyway, and
Okay.
people that do not invest in Google. Google uses other Google Ads and other enterprises platforms that diversify.
Google там всичко е на световно ниво и те имат собствени алгоритми и платформи, през които минават.
But if you put all the data together, you will see that the main two sources of traffic will be Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.
Да, главните посещавани вебсайтове са Facebook, YouTube и Instagram.
So, social media audiences quarterly in growth. You see that Instagram and Snapchat is decreasing.
Така, Snapchat намалява.
I already deleted my account.
Same here.
Me too.
But вече си изтрих акаунта.
And please consider Twitter, despite that it's not the biggest social media.
Помислете си за Twitter,
in
да си
use.
направите акаунт.
So, focus in
Въпреки, че е
four.
най-голямата социална
If
медия.
you want to develop a personal branding as a professional, never forget LinkedIn, of
Ако
course.
искате професионална мрежа, не забравяйте
But
LinkedIn.
today we're not talking about personal branding.
Говорим за персонално рекламиране.
This is the population data in Bulgaria.
Това-
Okay. Social media audiences profile.
Това са социалните мрежи на личности в България.
So 25 to 34, which is quite good. No
Най-много
surprise.
са между 25 и 34.
So you have a very wide range from 18 to 64, 65, which is not bad.
Имате много голям набор от възрасти.
So you may cover
Между 18 и 64.
from 18 until 55 or 54, the most of the population.
Най-вече между 18 и 54 са хората, част от обществото.
It is a very wide range, which is
Fine.
good for you.
Много широк обхват от възрасти, което е добре за вас.
So let's talk about evangelism 3.0.
Нека поговорим за евангелизъм
I have two
3.0.
questions.
Okay, go
Is
for
this
it.
Hootsuite free? This
Yes.
report?
Yes, you can find it, you can download it, you
Okay.
can, it's Hootsuite, it's always there, you have to quote them.
Тази информация е безплатна. и може
Every
да-
single year they have that and they have it worldwide. I mean, you have every single country of the world.
Имате за всяка на държава.
So I just
And
took,
your reports.
I just took the Bulgaria one.
Okay. And can we open the
Correct.
windows?
Yes.
Can we open the windows?
It's already open.
Okay.
It's open, yeah, sorry.
I'm gonna open it wider.
Yeah, thanks. Because it's
Дърпите отдето, толкова няма да му пречи.
yeah, already.
Защото то пердет спира въздуха.
There is there you go, a little bit more, and then
Няма да пречиш толкова.
flip it a little bit more. Thank you.
Добре.
Good.
Може да го мене внимава.
Okay, so what is this?
Какво е това?
Normally it takes me 1 hour and a half going through this presentation, but it's
Принципно
not
това е
today.
час и половина, но не е днес.
But the concept is journalism 3.0. What
Това
is
е
that?
концепта журнализъм 3.0.
Is what it says there?
All round
It's omnidirectional communication
да, всестранна комуникация
and decentralized communication.
и
Information.
децентрализирана
Information.
информация.
In the original one, you had several icons here showing that
В
nowadays
оригинала имаше някакви иконки тук,
the communication has changed.
където се вижда, че по днешни дни комуникацията се е променила.
Before the big media, they have the control of everything.
Преди големите медии са имали контрол над всичко.
But now each one of you may have a blog, a videoblog, a website,
Сега всеки един от вас може да има влог,
Facebook account or page.
Facebook,
or
страница, група.
So now it is very easy to have your own voice.
Сега е много лесно да имаш собствен глас.
Your YouTube channel or your Instagram.
С YouTube канал, Instagram.
So now we see, for instance, do you? I don't know if you remember the Arab Spring. Arab Spring.
2013.
Да, арабската пролет.
2011, 12, 13.
Tunisia.
Tunisia
Тунизия.
and all of that.
Actually, only Indonesia was successful.
Само в Тунизия е било успешно.
So the point is that people there they realized the power they had with their smartphone
Каква сила имат със смартфона си?
because they could took snap a picture and upload it
Може ли се да снимат нещо?
and no one could impeach it.
И никой не може да го предотврати.
So that conducted that induced the revolts.
Това предизвикало тези въстания.
So now we see that anyone is what we call a prosumer.
И виждаме, че всеки е pro-sumer. Не може да се
Prosumer.
това.
Prosumer is a mix of two words, producer and
Това е
consumer.
микс между две думи. Едната е човек, който продуцент или
I do
производител
like to consume
и консумиращ.
the content that the main media produces and my friends as well.
Аз консумирам от
Съдържание.
информацията, съдържанието, което моите приятели произвеждат и също и големите мрежи.
But I produce as well my own content.
Но също и аз сам произвеждам.
It could start with a little, just a simple picture of what I'm eating today,
Може да започнем с снимка на храната, която имам.
up to 10 minutes video of whatever that I'm thinking about.
Може и 10 минути за нещо, за което си мисля.
So each one is a prosumer,
Всеки един е pro-sumer.
a producer and a consumer.
Продуцент и производител и консуматор.
So each one now is related to each other one.
Всеки един е свързан с останалите.
Now, if you go, you have seen that. No, this takes a long time, but I think it's worth it. The generalistic media is no longer worthy, between quotation marks.
Общата или популярната медия вече не е достойна.
Because the only way to get contracts with enterprises who want to advertise
Защото единственият начин да получиш договори с корпорации, които искат да рекламират,
is to reach the widest audience possible.
е да достигнеш възможно най-широката база група хора.
If you get a newspaper,
Ако да речем един вестник,
you go to the sports pages
има страница за спорт,
and you will find advertisers
ще намерите реклама,
that is related to the sport.
които са свързани с спорт.
If you go to the motor section,
Ако отидете в автомобилната секция,
races, Formula One, whatever,
с
soccer, football,
футбол,
you will find Adidas, Nike, and all that.
намерите Adidas, Nike,
If you go to politics, you go to
Politica.
society. I mean,
общество.
the problem of having a big, wide range of covering
Проблема, когато имаме толкова различни теми,
is that you cannot go deep
че не
in
може да
each
се
subject.
да се задълбочим в определените теми.
I have only met one person a few weeks ago that said, I have read once in my life a newspaper whole.
Срещал съм само един човек в живота си, който е прочел целия вестник отдолу.
People doesn't read that. They just go to the section they love.
Хората просто отиват на секцията, която ги
So
интересува.
that's why the generalistic media try to do.
Това се опитва да правят големите мейнстрим медии.
The problem is when you are really interested in something, you will not find enough information about your subject in the
Проблемът е, че
generalistic
в този
media.
случай няма как да намерите достатъчно информация за това, което ви интересува в общата популярна медия.
So you just go to Google and you Google whatever you want to, and you will find
това, което ви трябва. И ще
and
намерите
you will find small media who are very focused in a very particular
и ще намерите
subject.
някаква малка медия, която е съсредоточена върху определена тема.
And at the same time, you will find a lot of people
И в
who
същото
are
време много хора, които
producers,
са производители на такива.
prosumers, let's say.
Да, те са просюмери.
That they have a blog
They have a blog,
or a little web page or something
Веб страница.
where they talk with their friends about
Където
that
говорят
particular thing that you are interested in.
С приятелите си за точно това определено нещо, за което вие се интересувате.
And you will find much more interesting information there
И там
than
ще
in the
намерите много повече
generalistic media.
информация, която ви интересува, отколкото в общата медия.
You get the point? So you will find someone interested in Formula 1.
Тук има един, който е Формула 1 заинтересован.
There you will find someone in MotoGP.
Там има някой MotoGP.
I like motos. Soccer,
Футбол,
kitchen,
кухня,
health,
здраве,
cakes,
спорти,
children and education.
деца, образование.
I mean, each one opens up their mind in that.
Всеки има различни интереси.
So now it's a very wide range where we may find anything
Сега
anywhere.
имаме възможността да намерим всичко навсякъде.
If you think about evangelism, it's the same concept.
Ако погледнем евангелизма, това е по същия начин. Също
We
е
will,
евангелизиране.
we will still have the official websites, official places, the
Отново
nation,
има
the union, the churches.
официални вебсайтове, съюза, отделните църкви.
But it's very difficult to have everybody liking whatever we publish.
Трудно на всеки да се хареса това, което публикуваме.
There is a huge, wide, enormous range of people in the world, and
Има всякакви хора в света
it's impossible to reach them all through the official
и е
means.
невъзможно да достигнем всички с официалните
So
начини.
we need Adventist prosumers.
Имаме нужда от адвентни просюмери.
That's it. We need people that get engaged personally as a personal
Хора,
ministry.
които да се ангажират персонално, лично, с собствено лично служба.
The personal ministry is really very interesting because you will add a flavor, a filter that only you could have.
Личното служене е много важно, защото вие ще добавите привкус или филтър, който само вие може да добавите.
Okay, just one experience to let you know.
Една случка да видите.
As you may guess now, I am a biker.
Може да познаете, аз съм мотоциклетист.
Since I was 30 more years, I mean, for almost 40 years
Може би
on the bike.
40 години, от 13 годишни.
For the last 10 years, I still have the same motorcycle, which is
10 години вече имаме един мотор.
a big Suzuki, okay, so.
Голямо Сузуки.
And so, when I go to the road, I find my tribe. My tribe.
Отида на пътя, намирам своето племе.
You know that the Bible says that we need to preach the gospel into every nation
Библията ни казва, че трябва да споделим Евангелието на всяка
and
нация,
tribe, people and
град
tribe.
и племе.
But the tribe is not any longer those who are in Africa or Amazon or elsewhere.
Племената вече не са в Африка и в
We have as
Амазон.
well the urban tribes.
Имаме градските племена.
So I do belong to a urban tribe,
Аз съм част от едно такова градско
which is the bikers.
на мотоциклетистите, байкерите.
So I remember that in Spain, the mechanic that was repairing my motorcycle.
В Испания механикът, който правеше мотора си,
Of course, he wasn't an Adventist. He's not an Adventist.
той не беше адвентист, не.
He was a former pilot, motorcycle racer,
Той беше бивш състезател с мотори.
and he was so good that he was the only one touching my second wife.
Той беше толкова добър, че беше единственият, който докосваше втората ми жена.
Sorry, but your wife, you touch your wife and the gynecologist.
Само
No one else.
Само ти гинеколога докосват жена ти.
So my motorcycle, I touch my motorcycle and that guy, that's it.
Само аз и този човек пипа мотора ми.
So, And I even traveled 5 hours away in order to visit him once in a
Само
while.
за да ида до него пътувах 5 часа за да го
Sure.
видя от време на време.
Big guy, bigger than I.
Огромен,
Tattoos, everywhere, a biker, like a real one.
истински байкер.
I'm a real one, not fake, but I don't want to pretend it.
Where's your tattoos?
No, I don't have them. I have them in my heart. 10 commandments.
Татуировките са ми на сърцето. Десетте заповеди.
But I'm with them. And one day I visited him after several months.
След няколко месеца веднъж го посетих.
He just raced and he saw Valentina. Valentina is my motorcycle.
Видя Валентина, моята
Second wife.
Second wife. So he saw Valentina and said, "Hey Pedro, you're here." I said, "Yes."
Ей, Педро, ти си тук.
Okay, just a second.
Sounds
And then
good.
he stood up and he started to take everyone out and say, "Hey, I'm closing. Everyone
Изправи се, изгони
out.
всички.
Get out of my shop."
Излизайте всички.
And I thought, "Okay, man,
Добре.
I'm going." Eh?
Аз се
No, you stay. I said,
Не, ти
"Okay."
стой. Аз казах, добре.
Well, he just shut the shop down.
Той затвори...
Come with me.
Ела с мен.
I thought, man, what did I do? Did I pay
Какво
my
да правиш?
bills?
Нещо не съм
Did I
направил.
pay my bills?
Тихи си.
And he said, let's take a coffee or something there.
Нека си да вземем кафе или нещо.
So we went to the bar at the corner.
Отидохме в бара на ъгъла.
Coffee, orange juice, please.
Кафе, едно сопче за мен.
I always bet strong.
Винаги
Vitamin
сигурно.
C is a very anyway. So and when the waiter was gone,
Когато си тръгна сервитьора,
that guy cracked down.
той се пречупи.
He started to cry as a
Започна
baby.
да плаче като бебе.
Crying tears down.
Сълзи се стичаха.
And I was like, man,
И
that's
аз
a gorilla crying.
си викам, това е горила, която плаче.
So I said, hey, are you okay, man?
Всичко наред ли?
No, I'm not. That's why I
Не.
shut it down.
Затова затворих.
Oh, I need to talk to you.
Не
What's
доктор
going
ми говори с
on?
теб, какво
Anyway,
става?
he went through a huge, enormous problem.
Той беше минал през огромен проблем.
His girlfriend mistreated him.
Неговата приятелка се държала зле с него.
So imagine a big guy, which
Огромен.
I'm talking about serious
огромен мъж.
things.
Говори за сериозни неща.
And at the end, I was like, I didn't know what to say.
В края не знаех какво да кажа.
And then the only thing I asked is, why are you telling me that?
Единствено го питах защо ми го казваш на мен.
You know what was his answer?
Какво ми говори той?
Aren't you a pastor?
Ти не си ли пастор?
Oh, I do?
Да, съм.
So you're my pastor.
Така че ти си моят пастор.
Which evangelistic campaign could have ever touched his heart?
Коя от нашите евангелизации можеше да докосне сърцето му?
But we had an Adventist biker
Ние имахме един
visiting this
байкер
tribe,
адвентист, който ходеше там в това племе.
letting people know that, okay, I'm a Christian, but I am like you.
Казваше им, аз съм християнин, но аз съм като вас.
So they accepted me many years ago, of course, in the
Така че
tribe,
те ме
because I am one of them.
много отдавна, защото съм част от тях.
And if you think this is what Jesus did,
И като си помислим, това е това, което Исус правеше.
he was healing people.
Той излекуваше хората.
The Gadarene man who was on the graves,
Този, който седеше при гробовете,
the woman on the well, at the well, by the well,
кладенеца,
and those who met Jesus,
тези, които
they
се
tried to follow him.
те се опитваха да го
What did
следват.
Jesus say?
А какво казваше той?
You stay here, go to your tribe,
Иди при своето
talk to
племе,
them.
говори с тях.
He didn't allow them to follow him
Той не им
physically.
позволяваше да го последват физически.
That's what we need.
Това е това, което имаме нужда.
We need all the Adventist church members to get
Имаме нужда от
engaged
всички членове на църквата да се включат
in social media, in
Социалните
anything,
в каквото
because
се било.
each one of you may
Защото всеки един
reach
от вас
people
може да
that
достигне хора.
any pastor, nor the president, no one will do
Нито
for
пастора,
you.
нито председателя, никой не може да го направи.
You see what I mean?
Разбирате за какво говоря?
That's it.
Това е.
Every time I think that we need to preach the gospel in the entire world,
Когато си помисля, че трябва да представим Евангелието пред целия свят,
I really get discouraged.
започвам да се обезкуражавам.
This is a wide, huge, enormous task.
Това е една огромна, широка задача.
But at the end of this workshop, you will see that
Края на
it's
този workshop ще
doable.
видите, че е
Doable.
че е възможно да се направи.
Achievable.
Да, постигаемо.
We can do it.
Ние можем да го направим.
How about smashing the whole field into small pieces?
Ако разделим цялото поле на малки парченца,
As much people we get engaged, the faster we will preach the gospel.
колкото повече хора се включат, толкова по-бързо ще можем да разпространим Евангелието.
I do like the total member involvement of the General Conference because it's the same idea.
Харесвам идеята за всички членове, включени на Генералната конференция, защото е същата идея.
But I do have some different ideas.
Имаме и различни идеи.
I don't think some people there would like to have a biker pastor.
Не знам дали някой ще им хареса да имат байкър пастор.
But it doesn't, I mean, it's not related.
Но всичко е свързано.
It's just something that you like to do.
Това е нещо, което харесвам.
The point is, what does it say there?
There are two key points. What do you like to do?
The first thing is, what do you like to do?
Първото е какво вие харесвате да правите.
Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, after we will focus on that. Why do I say that? Because
Защо го казвам?
when we receive plans, projects, ideas
Когато ни се спуснат проекти, идеи
from the church committee or pastor
от църковния съвет или пастора,
or the conference or the union or the division
конференцията, съюза, дивизията
or even the general conference,
или дори генералната
the
конференция,
people they say, okay, let's do it, and they do it.
казват, нека го направим.
They do it how long?
И
They
те го
follow
правят
up
за колко дълго?
1 week, 1 month.
Месец.
At the end they get tired.
Накрая
Why?
се умряват. Защо?
Because it's not their idea.
Защото не е тяхната
It's
собствена
not what
идея.
they do like to do.
Не е това, което обичат да правят.
It's not their plan.
Не е техният план.
So we get tired very easy.
Така че бързо се изморяваме.
But when you are very excited about something,
Но когато наистина сте въодушевени,
this is not a task, this is not a duty,
това не е задача, това не е задължение.
this is something that you like to do.
Това не
This
е
is
за
a
което
hobby.
обичате да правите. Това е хоби.
And when you're engaged in something that you really like,
И когато правите нещо, което наистина харесвате,
hours fly, days fly,
часове и дни прелитат без да ги усетите.
months fly away, even years.
Години, месеци, години дори.
So that's the key point. What do you
Това е
like to
ключовата
do?
точка. Какво
Number
харесвате
two.
да правите? Втората. Which is the
What do you say?
topic
Zach?
you're most you feel most comfortable with.
Maybe within what you like to do, there are topics that you really are passionate about.
Има някои неща, от нещата, които харесвате, за които наистина да, имате страст за тях.
If you are really passionate about that,
Ако наистина сте изпълнени със страст за това,
you will not be counting time,
няма да смятате времето,
hours,
часовете,
money,
пари,
efforts, anything, because you are doing what you like the most.
нищо няма да си мислите, защото правите това, което най-много харесвате.
So this is the real point. Find what are you comfortable with. What do you like to do the
Намерете
most?
какво харесвате да правите и къде се чувствате най-комфортно.
And now it's the moment when I love to say, forget that I am a pastor.
И сега обичам да казвам, забравете, че съм пастор.
Focus on me as a biker.
Помислете си за мен като един байкър.
What do you like to do, guys?
Какво обичате да правите?
Forget that we are in a church environment now.
Забравете, че сме в църковна среда.
Because I'm sure that at church we talk about God, the Bible and everything,
Сигурни сме, че в църквата говорим за Бог, за Библията, за всичко това,
which is good.
което е страхотно.
But how about the other 6 days of the week?
А останалите 6 дни от седмицата?
Don't answer those who work for the church.
Не отговаряйте това пред църквата.
What do you talk about?
За какво си говорите?
Stand-up comedy?
За комици?
Cooking?
готвене.
What do you like to do?
Какво вие
What do you
харесвате да
talk
правите?
about with your neighbor?
За какво говорите с съседите?
With your classmates, with your co-workers?
Съученици, колеги?
Because I don't think that you are talking about the gospel 24 hours a day.
Защото не смятам, че говорите за Евангелието 24/7.
So think about that because we're going back
Помислете
on
си,
that.
защото ще се върнем.
Now I'm gonna let me show you something.
Нека ви покажа нещо.
This is a case of study.
Това е едно проучване.
I arrived to have up to 12 blogs at the same time.
По едно време имах 12 блога едновременно.
that was a madness.
Това беше лудост.
But I like to experiment. I'm continuously improving and testing and trying things.
Много различни неща.
So I started a blog which it was named Countdown.
Наречен обратно броене.
And by coincidence, there was a TV series in Spain that was named with the same name, Countdown.
Да, в Испания има също телевизионно предаване.
So I was the first and they were the second.
Аз бях най-популярен после те.
Until they had to pay a lot of money to Google in order to put some ads and put their blog the first, and they had to do a lot of SEO work.
Те доста пари трябваше да платят, за да излизат пред мен в Google.
My blog was about news.
Моят блог беше за
And
новини.
relating news to a thought with the second coming of Jesus, with of hope or the Bible.
И аз свързвах тези новини с второто идване на Исус, с Библията, някаква мисъл.
Which is the main strategy of that. So that is
основната стратегия.
I'm with evangelism 3.0 for years and years.
И това е стратегията на евангелизъм 3.0.
And then I just couldn't cope with that for a long time. So finally, after a few years, I deleted the blog.
Изтрих този блог.
But during that time,
Но през това време
I realized that I needed a support, a spiritual support.
че имам нужда от подкрепа.
So I opened another blog
Така че отворих още един блог
with Bible studies.
с библейско изучаване.
There is a translation, so you can click and translate that into many languages.
Може всичко да се преведе на различни
Google Translation, if you can call that translation.
Google Translate, това може да се нарече.
And why? Because at the end of my main aim was to focus on Countdown.
Накрая идеята ми беше да се фокусирам върху обратното
And
броене.
I realized that I needed to have a place where to redirect the people that were
И
interested
осъзнах, че имам нужда да има място, където да насоча хората, които са заинтересувани.
to a Bible study that is related to the topic.
Към библейско изучаване, което е свързано с тази тема.
So, if you want to know more about what the Bible says on that,
Какво казва Библията за това?
or if you want to know more about the new world that we're expecting,
И
go there.
новия свят, който очакваме.
So you redirect them to the second coming of Jesus.
И ги насочвате към второто идване на Исус.
So it was like a kind of a bridge.
Беше
Okay?
като тип мост.
And so I started. My second passion is Bible studies.
Втората ми страст е библейското изучаване.
This blog now has become a book of 550 pages.
Този блог сега е книга от 550
You may
страници.
download it for free, but in Spanish.
Може да изтеглите. Не е спански.
It has been translated into French. I hope one day it will be in
Преведено на
English.
френски. Скоро, някой ден надявам се на английски.
And out of the blue, this baby grew, and it became bigger than the main one.
Това малко бебенце блог порасна и стана по-голям от главния блог.
And now you may see some
И
statistics.
сега може да видите малко статистика.
I needed another support in order to interact with people, so I opened a Facebook page.
Имах нужда от още един начин да се свързвам с хората, отворих Facebook страница.
Bottom line, now we have 7.5 million of visits in that blog.
В момента имаме около 7,5 милиона посещения.
That's why I said before, I've given much more Bible studies through internet than in my entire life as a minister.
Много повече съм дал библейски курсове през интернет, отколкото като пастор.
And since Facebook is asking for money, they have decreased that in 50,000 followers. So I've lost 50,000 followers now.
Защото Фейсбук искаха пари, сега съм с 50 хиляди по-малко.
But I do still have 590,000 followers in Facebook.
Но имам 590 хиляди. 590 хиляди харесвания.
That's a virtual church
Това е виртуална
that I
църква,
try to nourish every single day.
която се опитвам да подкрепям всеки ден.
Glory be to God, okay? It's nothing that...
With this lousy picture, with this lousy picture, profile picture, you have so many.
Yeah, but these are friends.
No, the three.
Your profile picture, him.
No, this is not me. This is...
The Facebook page profile picture, the three.
The tree.
that's because of the blog.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did it just in that way. You know, for me, this was just an experiment to see if it works.
Да видим дали ще проработи.
But it has succeeded in such a way that I can't close
Толкова
it.
успешен стана, че няма как да го спра.
I mean, I keep 2-3 blogs, that's it.
Девото
Само
става.
2-3 блога.
But the other 12 are gone. Because I'm constantly trying new things.
Постоянно опитвам нови неща.
That's a key. Never get stuck.
Никога не оставяй на едно място.
So, as you see, that drew, you can do
Както
it.
виждате,
Yes.
това
That's a poltergeist. Go. You have a question.
No, I don't.
I thought you were asking. Anyway, so the point is, translate me that, please.
Publishing in blogs at least once a month.
Okay. So yes. Yeah. Now, blogging. If you want to blog, I'm talking about blog with B, not with V.
Ако искате да бъдете блогър или да блогвате с Б,
Choose. You need to publish at least once a week.
Once a month.
Once a month. The minimum.
виждате какво пише, най-малко,
But you get it. That's the point. Once a month, at least.
поне веднъж
You could do it once a week or once a day,
може седмично,
but no more than
ежедневно,
3-4 times a day. Because if not, you may get tagged as a spammer.
но не повече от 3-4 пъти на ден, защото може да ви отбележат като спам.
If you want to post something on internet, it doesn't matter where, 400 up to 900 words.
Между 400 и 900 думи.
Why?
Защо?
If you post less than 200 words,
Ако е под 200,
Google will consider that you are spamming.
под 200 думи може да се смята за спам от Google,
Because you're posting a lot of small things.
защото постате много
So
малко
they think that
неща.
you're spamming.
Смята, че
But if
спам.
you put some content that the Google crawl may read and get some content, that's good. So this is the rate. More than 900. Listen,
Повече
when
от
you
900 думи,
when you open something and you have to scroll, what do? You don't like it.
You
Като
call it-
трябва
So
да
why
се
would you
говорите,
produce something like
не ви
that?
харесва. Защо да правите нещо такова?
Okay. And choose some keywords to be repeated, roughly the 5% in the text, because this is going to be catch as a keyword, to be offered in the results.
Да,
of Google.
помислете си за ключови думи в заглавието, които да бъдат повторени после 5% в текста и ще се хванат точно като такива, като ключови думи.
Okay. Ideas?
Yeah.
Questions so far?
Въпроси, нещо, идеи? Сега?
No.
Hold on, maybe I have one.
Maybe I have an answer.
Светли, го попиташ дали всички негови блогове са на безплатни доставчици, както примерно WordPress и други такива.
Have you always used free platforms? Yeah, like
Yes,
Why?
because I want to work with the tools that others need to work with.
Защото смятам, че трябва да работи със средства, които и другите могат.
So I started. I started in communications since I was 12 years old, something like that, in electronics and stuff, so all my life.
Откак съм на 12
But-
цял живот,
In serious communications, I started in 2005.
сериозно започнах 2005.
So it's 14 years already in that.
Вече 14 години си на
It is really very interesting to try expensive solutions,
Много интересно да пробвате скъпи
fancy things,
и фенси неща. Изискани, да кажем.
but I am a Jesus follower.
Но аз съм последовател на Исус.
So I want to follow my master's steps.
Искам да следвам стъпките на Исус.
So I need to have the moral authority in order to tell the people what to do.
Имам нужда да правя нещо, което мога да кажа на хората да правят.
And I need to try and test first myself
Първо трябва да изпитам себе си,
what I want to do in order to see if it works or not.
за да видя дали работи или
And
не.
then tell them, do that because I've done it.
И да им кажа, правете това, защото
And it
го
might work
правя.
in such a way.
И може и да проработи.
And if I start to work in a level that most of the church members cannot reach,
Ако работя на
My
ниво,
work-
където повечето членове не могат да достигнат,
my work will be very admired,
моята работа ще се възхищават на нея,
but useless at the
ще
church
бъде
level.
безполезна, защото църквата няма да...
So I never ever in 14 years have paid a single cent into Google Ads, Google SEO, or Facebook advertisements.
Не съм платил и цент за
Nothing.
реклама никъде. Google, Facebook, никъде.
I even use WordPress as my main platform right now
As a
for
business.
free.
Yeah.
Ползвам WordPress без пари.
I could pay $18 per year in order to have my own domain, which the most of us may afford. But even that I don't like.
Дори не си плащам $18 да си плащам собствен домен.
At the moment that I add something that you cannot add into your toolbox,
Ако не може, ако в момента, който добавя нещо, което вие не може да използвате,
this is the Champions League and not the league
това е
of the
Шампионска
city.
лига, не е градската лига.
You see, so I do it on purpose.
Правя го нарочно.
But what about losing 50,000 of your followers because of Facebook?
So I need to improve my posting.
Were they real followers or fake followers?
No,
Fake accounts.
no, real,
Uh-huh.
real, and the 90%, 95% of them or more, they're not Adventists at all.
95% и нагоре не са адвентисти.
Imagine, just the 1%, we're talking about how much? 6,000?
1% са 6000.
The point now is, and this is a good thing because now I am facing a problem that you, as a church member, will face. How about if Facebook
Пред проблем
penalizes you because of your success?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Какво ако
Exactly.
изправени сме пред проблем, който...
Will you be willing to pay for that?
Just a sec.
Me neither.
Next time they will come back again.
Какво ако се изправи същото нещо пред един член на църквата?
So I don't want to go through that
Фейсбук да ви...
because I want to be a regular member.
Mm-hmm.
Да. Ако сте член, вие също може да се изправите пред това, Фейсбук да ви накаже за успеха. Ще платите ли? И аз няма да платя.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what I've done this week, before arriving here, is
Това,
to
което правих преди седмица,
recover
преди да
my
дойда.
Facebook profile in order to see if I can reverse the processes because now Facebook is penalizing the Facebook pages.
Опитвам се да направя нещо, за да върна процеса обратно.
And they are prioritizing the profiles. So they have switched.
Mm.
Те приоритизират профили, а не страници.
So for me, the most comfortable thing would have been to pay.
В момента най-лесното щеше да платя.
And don't to just have a headache on that.
Да нямам главоболие.
But no, that forces me to continue to explore and to investigate.
По този начин се налага да продължавам да изучавам и да разучавам.
Facebook promised it will always be free using Facebook, no?
For a profile person,
Yeah.
yes. But for those who have a page,
Лични профили, но за тези, които имат страници, не съвсем.
in every single post that I put on the Bible study page, and I have my own professional Facebook page, Pastor Pedro Torres. In every single post they add
Всеки
boosted. Hey,
Да, на всеки пост те ми казват boosted, плати за да получиш
you want to
повече.
reach a wider audience? 5 euros, 10 euros.
За повече хора да достигнеш
In
5
every
евро, 10
single
евро.
post. So I realized that they have shut off the faucet,
Да, те са спряли кранчето вече.
and I only have a residual audience of 0.1%.
Residual audience?
Yes, in Facebook
На Facebook.
pages.
Can you rephrase
Residual.
Yeah.
It's what they left.
Остатък.
What they leave, it's like...
Yeah. Now
posts
I
you've
reach
seen-
the best day 6,000 people.
Ага. Най-добрите дни в момента достигам 6000 души. Out of those hundreds.
Такъв е направен алгоритъма, че само 1% от хората...
Why?
достигат.
Because Facebook is prioritizing those Facebook pages that are paying.
Да, в момента те приоритизират плащащите си страници.
So I switched the strategy recently, a few days
Смених
ago.
стратегията преди няколко дни.
So I will not shut off the Facebook page. I will keep
Ще
nourishing it.
поддържам страницата,
But now I'm gonna prioritize my Facebook profile.
но сега ще приоритизирам моят профил.
So as you see, I need to. Now my advice a few months ago would have been, please open a Facebook page
Преди
with a
няколко
group associated.
месеца щях да ви кажа, направете страница и група, свързана с нея.
And now?
But if you want to be a vlogger with V,
Но ако искате да сте влогър,
please use your personal profile.
моля ви, използвайте собствения си, личния си
I
профил.
would never imagine that I could say that
And make it public.
and make it public.
Yeah.
But be wise. Consider which is the
Направете го публично, но помислете си.
because I have different levels of confidentiality,
Yeah,
whatever.
confidentiality.
I have different levels. So if I take a picture with my kid, I put it just with friends.
Да.
Yeah.
Някои неща пускам
Not
само
those
за
who are
приятели.
restricted, not the public. But if I post something, which is okay, I'm in a conference, I put it with all my friends, but not in public. But if I have to publish a video for evangelism, it's public.
Да.
So I have three levels.
Различни групи
And
хора
what about
споделят.
working only on WordPress, for example, and copying a link into your Facebook profile?
The problem is, and
we
we'll go on that.
WordPress
The
директно на
problem,
страницата на Facebook?
the problem is the algorithm of Facebook.
Алгоритъма на Facebook е проблема.
The algorithm of Facebook, what does is,
It doesn't like links much.
the point is they want the people to stick in their
Yeah.
platform
Те искат да
the
останат на
longest time
платформата,
possible.
възможно най-много.
If he posts a video,
Ако той сподели
he
видео
uploads the video natively into Facebook,
в Facebook,
and I post a video from a link,
аз споделя видео
Facebook knows that the people will click in the link
Facebook значи
and they will go to YouTube.
и ще отидат в YouTube.
So they have quitted Facebook.
И ще са напуснали Facebook.
So I will not see all the ads that are shown around.
И няма да видя рекламите на около.
But his video stays there. So I will play the video in Facebook and I will see,
Да.
and I will stay, and I will keep,
Actually
I will
done
go
that.
for another video.
I get it.
It actually is like that. I get twice.
Of course
more
it's
views
like
on
that.
Facebook.
Follow the money, I say that.
Следвайте парите.
Follow the money. Okay, you get the
Yeah,
point?
of course.
We've
So-
experienced that, yeah.
I'm lost.
Yeah, go back.
Okay.
Now that's videoblog.
What it says there?
Vlog or video blog. Oh yeah, choose your platform and your target audience.
Okay, choose your platform and your target audience. Number one. I will recommend you to choose several platforms at the same time, not
Би
just
ви
one.
препоръчал няколко платформи наведнъж да изберете не само една.
Unless you are so good that Facebook or YouTube pays you in order to stay just with
Освен
them.
ако Facebook и YouTube не ви плащат достатъчно да останете само там.
What it says there?
Be short.
Be short, 1 minute to 10 minutes. It depends on the platform.
Зависи от платформата. Facebook Shorts, YouTube.
If you see a video on YouTube that it says 10 minutes,
Ако видите в YouTube, actually it's not like that. I don't think it is.
It
At least
is.
not,
It is.
not for me.
not for you, but for the most of people.
Yeah.
15 minutes is a lot. 3
Oh,
minutes,
15
that's good.
already.
5 minutes, well,
Manageable.
but that's I'm just stating what I find out, not what I like or I prefer. So how about those who just post 45-minute sermons?
No, that's like no way. 45 минутните проповеди.
Which is good if you want to have a very, but this is another service of the church.
Друго служене на
We have to, we must to, we
Имаме
need to.
нужда от това.
But for the webpage of the church, for it's people that are actually seeking for that. Look,
Това е за хора, които търсят това.
so I'm not saying that we have to stop doing that. No, no, no,
Че трябва
no.
да спрем това.
But for our context, forget it.
За нашия контекст,
3.
забравете.
What it says there?
Be dynamic.
Be dynamic, please. So I'm going to talk today about blogging.
Но ще говоря за блогването.
So, well,
И да.
no, I mean,
Okay.
sometimes it looks that I exaggerate a lot.
Понякога
I
изглежда
do it on purpose.
Правя го
The
нарочно.
most of the times.
Повече.
Sometimes I'm just nuts.
Понякога просто
And but I have my video blog.
Yeah,
This is
well.
another story that I will introduce you now. It's a vlog with me that I started in December the 1st in 2017.
започна 1 декември 2017.
And the problem is that I am a prisoner of that. I cannot stop it.
Сега съм затворник на това, не мога да спра.
And really, I have a hard time to cope with that.
И
Anyway.
трудно се справя с това.
But the point is that you need to focus on. I try to do outdoors videos.
Опитвам се да правя видеята си навън.
That's why I have this selfie stick with me.
Затова имам този селфи стик.
$14 through Amazon, $3 delivery, $17. That's it. And you have even remote control. You can pull it out, and you can put it in your pocket.
В джоба можеш да го
You go
сложиш.
to the jungle.
Yeah.
Make these videos.
I just go. No, the point is that sometimes I go on the street and I see something that catches my attention.
Понякога на улицата виждам нещо, което ми хваща.
An idea sparks out.
Идея ми идва.
I don't even have sometimes my
Exactly.
selfie stick, so I just pull out my phone and hey, Do you see this, that? How about this? Boom.
Да, и започвам директно.
And I do it in 3 languages: Spanish, English, and French.
И на 3 езика.
Sorry, Bulgarian is not in my repertoire.
Български
Yes.
не е. Още
Yet.
Next year.
But listen, this is my YouTube channel.
Това е моят YouTube акаунт.
Okay, I have quite a few views, which is not bad.
Доста ме гледат.
It's not bad, considering that I recovered it because it was dead 1 year ago.
Беше мъртъв преди година.
And this is the statistics.
Това е статистиката.
As you see, from
Както
up
виждате,
45 and above, I have a lot big audience.
има много хора над 45 години.
Where are those?
Къде са тези хора?
Facebook.
Instagram.
Тези хора са
Instagram.
Yeah.
They are in Instagram. I have crap, no, not many. And WhatsApp.
И what?
Yes, nothing. Just kidding.
At least in Spain, it's really popular.
Yes. And
In Germany also?
there is a slide that I didn't put, but about Hootsuite, which showed which is the most widespread platform in the world, and WhatsApp. It's huge. I
WhatsApp
didn't even know
is-
that.
It is, but
I
it's
didn't
not
put
in
that slide.
Bulgaria.
Eh?
It
It's
is,
not-
but not in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
No, here you may have probably Messenger.
Viber.
Viber, okay,
Yeah, this is
good.
what people.
Go through Viber.
Messenger е повече.
Viber, okay, let me explain you that. I have 3 accounts in Instagram,
Имам 3 акаунта в Instagram.
one for each language,
За всеки език.
and I have followers in each language.
Всеки език има последователи.
And I've seen that people repost that and they download, so I
Yeah,
cannot
yeah.
follow up to where do I reach people, because the people that load the video.
Някои си го изтеглят видеото.
And some people told me 1 week ago, we download the video and we upload it into a group in Facebook, and
Някои ми
but-
казаха, изтеглихме видеото, качихме го в група.
I cannot see the statistics
No, you
anywhere
can't load it
because
because-
they download it and they re-upload it and it happens that
What
people
is-
greets me from Guatemala, Chile,
Guatemala,
Australia, Canada,
Канада.
and I see where are those visits in my
И
statistics.
аз си викам, откъде са те посещения в моята статистика? Нямам ги.
And I know some people say, I pass the link through WhatsApp to 400 people.
Споделих линка в WhatsApp на 400.
The problem is that WhatsApp reproduces the video in WhatsApp.
Да.
That's Facebook.
Well, that's new.
In Facebook, I mean in WhatsApp, and
Wow.
this play doesn't count in the statistics.
Ah.
Си пуска видеото
It's an
в
embed.
WhatsApp и не
Play.
се брои.
I think it's
Unless
in the last update.
unless you click on the link and you go out of WhatsApp to YouTube.
It used to be like this.
So I have a big problem. I guess that I'm reaching thousands and thousands of
Wow.
people, but I only can state that I'm reaching in YouTube 300, 400 per day
Но може би 300-400 на ден достигаме.
in YouTube. I mean, it doesn't match. But as you see, finally you see that there are hundreds of thousands of plays, and they say it doesn't match.
Има много различни места.
So I just
Няма
don't
как да ги
care.
напасна. Затова не ги гледам толкова.
So
And you have 5 Facebook accounts. 5.
no. I post in 5 places. My blog, my video blog. I post it in my personal LinkedIn. I post it in my pastor page as a pastor, my Bible studies, and my
Качвам видеото
personal profile, and the
на
union
5 места.
profile, and the page, and the Bible study correspondence school page. So I post it everywhere. Okay. Because I'm taking that production as a morning meditation every day, a daily morning meditation.
Това е всяка сутрин за мен като сутрешна
And
мотивация.
if you see, it lasts just, I don't know if you see, it's just 1 minute.
Само една минута.
Why do I do that 1 minute?
Защо една минута?
Because I produce 1 minute. For me it's easy, I have the ideas.
За мен една минута
I
е
do it in
лесно.
Spanish,
На испански,
so then I do it in English,
след това на
Same.
английски.
the same, and then I do it in French. Tac, tac, tac. I put it in my pocket. That's a 250 gigabytes iPhone.
250.
It's an iPhone 7, it's not the last, so I had to choose or the last or the biggest capacity.
Yeah.
So I choose that because I can store.
Да, затова взех това, за да имам много място.
So 1 minute, why? Because I post it anywhere. Instagram
Защото
allows
навсякъде
you
мога да го поста.
just up to 1 minute.
Инстаграм дава 1 минута.
So I do it there and I do it here. The problem is that YouTube
YouTube
doesn't like the short
не
videos.
харесва кратки видеа. That's true. That's why I said 10 minutes. Like, they like 10 and above.
Yes, but nevertheless, it's a kind of like they're looking at me like a guy. Why you're not following the rules? But you are. I mean,
Те са се едно, защо не следваш правилата?
because I'm publishing 3 daily videos
Качвам по 3 видеа на ден.
Every single day.
every single day.
What did you post today?
Hey,
What did you post today?
today I posted about a video. Follow me. of one follower that I have in Instagram who is a bodybuilding girl, lady.
За едно момиче бодибилдърка, която е на
And,
Инстаграм.
and she just shared that
Тя
after
сподели,
2 years
че след 2 години
she achieved the body of her dreams,
е достигнала тялото на мечтите
but
си,
she still felt the emptiness in her heart.
но тя все още сеща с празнота в сърцето си. Да.
She's, and then I just grab the idea and I say the problem is that we focus on ourselves, so we need to.
But
Yeah,
are you allowed to
focus,
use this personal story in your video?
I never mentioned who is that lady.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah.
No one knows.
Mm-hmm.
I just say one of my followers said in his account
Okay.
that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's it.
His or her? What did you say?
Her,
say?
her.
Her.
There,
Oh,
Her.
There.
But it's a bodybuilder, so her is. Anyway,
yeah.
I would be scared of that, of her. Anyway, so 1 minute. As you see, if I found out that I was publishing only the link, and I reached 300, 400 people.
Когато споделях само линка, достигах 300-400 души.
But since I started to upload the whole video there,
Започнах да качвам
that's it.
цялото видео във Facebook.
I'm reaching several thousands,
Mm-hmm.
И достигам няколко хиляди,
despite that I'm not paying.
въпреки че не плащам.
Okay. What it says there?
Google News.
Yeah.
Let's play with Google News. I pick up. I recover my. Do we have Wi-Fi here?
Да.
I don't think so.
Almost surely not.
Не зависи на кой етаж си.
Някой може ли да пусне hotspot?
Anyone may share with me, please,
Yeah.
because now I'm registering. If not, I could share my own portable. Hotel de Lina. Okay, I think I have the hotel.
Do you have the password?
I think so.
As for this Betelina Hotel.
Yeah.
It's all
Just a second.
I think this is the one.
Съм сигурен защо превежда. Някой, който има нужда от превод. Ти казваш, че имаш нужда от превод.
Pedro,
Някой има ли нужда от превод?
this is the name of the hotspot.
Светли почини си.
Let to.
Okay, Pedro turns out...
It's free.
Okay. Thank you.
Without password.
Let to. Okay, I got you. Perfect. We still have 20 minutes. I would like to play with you a little bit. Because
I'm
it's-
just going to translate what people ask me to. So
Okay.
Turns out they don't need much of a translation. And I've been talking to myself. That's fine. It's good
Okay,
exercise.
whatever. Okay, where is my
I did.
Google?
Google Friends.
Of course. I live in Paris, so near to Paris, so.
Oh, in Paris.
Oh,
My
where I go?
condolences. It's
News.
just-
Where are Google News?
Yup.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
Just type
It's
news in
not there.
Google.
Okay. Anyway, news.
It's mostly mobile.
News.google.fr. No, FR no. BG.
Yeah.
The problem is that I will get a grasp of Yes.
Da, 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 da.
Okay, let's do something more English.
You need to change it probably on the left.
What happened again with this plan?
Or, oh yeah, it's France. Look.
International.
But
How do I get in?
Just type, look at France. Or
No.
you must have some profile connected settings.
Yeah, no. It's just my anyway.
You can
International.
We understand French.
No.
The picture of some plane, 737 plane.
Отдолу може да има настройка на езика.
At the bottom.
Не, at the bottom you will find the English maybe.
No, it's never
No,
been.
just high stuff.
Just go down.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
No.
Let's go. So let's play. I won't just waste more time because we have a few minutes
Use Google
left.
Translate.
Yeah, sure.
So international. Tell me, what do you like to do? I'm serious.
First date. First date.
First date.
Eight. First date.
It's a good thing to do first date. First aid as
I'm
in
a first
Red
date.
What is
Cross. Red Cross, first aid.
First aid.
First aid.
Date 8, 8.
A first date can be a first aid. Or vice versa, a first aid can be a first date.
First date, but in French, we see that it's a group that is called like that.
Oh, no.
Type Red Cross.
Yeah, Red Cross.
No, first aid, first aids.
Oh no, that's something else.
That's if
It's,
HIV.
SIDA, okay. You're right.
I'm pretty sure it's probably not giving the.
Oh, come on!
It's in.
Premier secours. That's why.
бърза помощ.
I think you need to go. Can you just open an incognito page or something? It's gonna work.
It's where?
Like a new page, which go to the three dots on the right.
Control.
Most right,
Yeah.
and then new incognito. Yeah, not privé. Yeah, that's the one. And then just type news.google.com and it's should be in English. Oh, it's not. Nice.
Oh.
Then go to the three on the left, most left, yeah. Then go to the bottom. And then you should have settings.
Parameter.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
I need to connect. Anyway.
Why is it using French? Can you just change?
Because my computer is in
Пак на
French.
също
Can
съм,
you
че не
just
на
change
параметър.
everything here in EN?
No.
Everything that is FR to change it in
Wait, wait.
It's month.
Абе горе в дясно отидете на
И,
това.
и N.
Измете Translate.
Размете надолу.
Не, той идеята.
Идеята за резултат.
Не, това е да теглиш
No.
положение. Oh yeah, that's the one.
You're right. I didn't see it.
Stupid.
I didn't see it.
Марокан.
Go
Етиопия, Гана is okay. Damascus. Singapore, it's okay. Uganda, better.
Zimbabwe.
Okay.
There we go.
Wow.
Google News. So let
Skids into river.
me headlines. Okay, now we are. So seriously, now tell me what do you like to do the most? First thing.
First aid should work.
First aid.
Yes.
Topic. Now, if you like first aid, which is quite a very general topic, you may find inspiration here daily in order to produce whatever you want. So the point is to be a prosumer, you need to choose. Well, you will modify your strategy even if you don't realize that you're doing so, because any one of us will do it. But the point is, you will just work with your Facebook profile or Instagram. Well, that will change a little bit because you work with images mainly. Or you will have a YouTube channel or whatever you like to do. And then let's create something that it's yours. It doesn't belong to the church. It is yours. And you will start to search for content related to whatever is the subject, the topic that you like the most. Okay?
Yeah.
So, I didn't show you that, but I will show you the Adventist motorcycle webpage, Facebook page in France and in Spain. I have a Facebook page for motorcycle riders.
Adventists?
Yeah.
Does it have one
Adventist
member?
motorcycle, Adventist bikers.
Does it have one member and that's you?
No, it's there is 1,000 something.
Oh.
So an
Bad
Adventist,
Adventists.
the Adventists, they may be probably 50, which
Oh,
is
nice.
not bad.
Yeah.
You can post a picture of the Red Sea open and all the motorcycles crossing. Very interesting things. Anyway, but it's a good idea. The problem is I do not have time. So now let's think that the point is start blogging or vlogging, whatever you want to, on the topic that you like, because this is your passion, what you like to do. Cooking, gardening, biking, I don't know, I don't care. Whatever you like, it's your life, it's your hobby, it's your whatever. But the point is, once in a while, you may need to try to redirect the attention of your community, because you have found your tribe, your niche. That's a niche, actually, the technical name is a niche. The point is that you have found your niche, your tribe, and they follow you. You interact with them, you follow them, and once in a while you may go and look for something, some inspiration, and then you may post or create a content in order to reflect, make a reflection, and divert the attention of people to something more transcendental.
Pedro, just a sec. Like in first aid, I can see like a connection. It's health related. It has something to do with not.
This is
diet.
too easy. Okay, let's
Yeah,
go for
this
something.
is easy. But see, I like video production. I like technical stuff. I like cameras. I like video gear. I like stuff like that. It would be a challenge for me to translate that into the. Yeah, it's something else.
Media production. It is too easy.
Is it?
Yes.
Like.
You may talk about new movies, new films.
Yeah.
You may talk about why not. How so rich, for instance. You may once in a while consider about record keeper, which is something that most people don't know is a production that was stored, put in a drawer, and or maybe I don't know. Let's take anyone. Which one do you prefer? I don't even look at.
Not that much media production as in, like creative work, like video creative work. Not more about
I may
movies,
change.
but
I may change.
let's say photography, video. Just type in videography and it should.
Videography.
Yeah. Or cinematography, something like that. It should pop up different results. Yeah. It should. What? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Choose.
something like that.
Choose.
Yeah.
Which one?
The third one.
That?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the most in the area.
Latest shot on iPhone XS, film highlights underwater videography and Cuba's surfing same. Okay, you may. The point is. Now, let me explain you a little bit the processes of how to work with this. You have your blog or whatever, your platform, Facebook, whatever is that, and then you comment on others' works and whatever. You need to add your own content, okay? Otherwise, you become a secondary page that is repeating what someone else is said, and you will drop down in Google.
Like it's all iterations of the same thing,
So,
but you need to do it originally.
What you need to do is to talk about that, pour there your opinion, your insights. You are adding some quality content around this news. So Google will offer your content beside this news of the Google General Research. Okay? And if someone is looking for iPhone X information, they will find this and your post. You see what I mean? So we are positioning ourselves beside. This is like these small fishes that they go beside the sharks.
It's a symbiosis.
Okay, exactly. But the point is that you need to talk about that news. So you're talking as this is about the new Jerusalem news. okay? The day, the news of the day, something fresh, something recent. People is interested in this, and they will go. They want to go further than that, and they want to know the people's opinions. Wait, I'm going with you just a second. So I say wait, I didn't know that you. I was saying wait anyway. The point is that people today, they mistrust the official voices,
Sure, yeah.
the official websites, the official opinions. If you want to buy some sport shoes, don't go. The people will not go to I don't know, Adidas website. What will Adidas say about their shoes?
They're the
rubbish.
best.
Of course, if you go to Nike, what will they say? Ours are the best.
Yeah.
But they rather prefer to go to forums, social media, Facebook. Hey man, I'm doubting. I don't know if to buy Adidas or Nike. And people will give you their own opinion.
Yeah.
And people trust more the personal opinions rather than the official voices. That applies as well to the church. What will the Seventh-day Adventist church say? We are the best. We have the truth. We are right. We are the true church, the chosen ones. We are the... Of course, what do you expect? But the people will say, who are these guys? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
The secondary content today has much more value than the official content.
Yeah. The only problem is to get traction, to get people.
The point is that we need every church member to have a voice. And the people will look for information about the iPhone X, and they will find your voice, but you are not iPhone, you are not the Cupertino enterprise. So they will, oh, did it work with you, man? I'm interested, tell me about
I
that.
hate iPhones.
You see what I mean? Yeah, but you see what I mean?
Okay.
And then you may have your article about that, latest shot on iPhone X, film highlights on the waterway. You know, you may finally say, hey, I didn't never expected to do some scuba diving with an iPhone. I thought that that would kill the phone. You know, there's always a new way to find a use of something that was outdated, or we thought that it didn't fit in that environment. That made me think that probably this is too forward. That people think that God is outdated, but you may find new uses for nowadays today. Just an idea. It came up. It's too forced because I asked you to choose. Okay.
My question was, where am I supposed to post my article, on which platform, so that it could be shown under this one? Because if it's only on Facebook, it won't be there.
No, but
Yeah.
I guess, which is your topic, music.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Not necessary, but okay.
Really? Oh, surprising.
But we can take it as an example.
No. I'd rather prefer the other one.
I like cars.
Great.
Okay. No, it's not a joke. It's really.
We believe.
Okay, let's see.
Electrical.
No.
Real.
Real.
Tooth.
No.
What the heck? Okay, Amsterdam. They don't have cars anyways.
All day.
Maybe the third one.
I'm gonna answer your yeah, but there are plenty of them.
Yeah, I know. But
The point is,
Everything's electrical.
I will recommend you to have a website or a web-based platform,
yeah.
such like a blog, WordPress, Blogger. I do not like Blogger, but I do recommend you Blogger, because it's like Facebook. Facebook say they will be always neutral, but they always ask for it. And Blogger belongs to Google. So Google will never prioritize their own products. But if you post in Blogger, you will see more quickly to raise your page rank rather than WordPress. Okay? That's okay. Now, there is where you may write whatever you want, post whatever you want,
Yeah.
upload whatever you want. Have a YouTube channel if you want to add something else. And then you can embed the video there, insert the video within the text.
Yeah.
And you may publish in your personal profile, I have posted something in my profile. And then you may have an abstract. You may publish once in a while several sentences that are catching phrases in order to divert people. But never forget that you're talking to your own audience. Okay, we are mixing. This is a transmedia strategy. So for your blogger page or blog, you need to work very well the SEO, which is have a several words as a keywords. Respect these rules of 400 until 900.
Yeah.
Publish regularly. Add some pictures and add some videos if you want, and that will work on itself. And now you will promote that elsewhere. Those who follow you on Facebook, these are friends of you.
Yeah.
If you upload the same video there, you may say, and much more content and a link towards your blog. Okay? And don't forget Instagram as well. Snaps in the Instagram stories, because this is what is catching the attention now. The people is now fighting there, up there. The fight now in the social media is in the stories, not in the content.
Hate stories.
Yes, because now they know that the story is going to be seen, but the content is very wider, so you have more chances to catch the attention in the stories. Okay? So I don't like to say this is the way. Each one may find its own formula. Listen, one day, one 80-year-old man, 3 minutes. This is the last thing. An 80-something-year-old man, I was his pastor in Bilbao, but I met him in Ibiza Island. And he said, Pedro, all that is so fun, it's good, I like it. But my cell phone has 9 big buttons, that's it. So, how about all that? And I said, you didn't get it. The principle, it's the same for, it doesn't matter which is the platform. I said, what do you like to do the most? Hiking. Okay. Are you already, mountain climbing? Are you already in one of, federated in one association of climbers, mountain climbers? Those who go to, of course I am. Okay, how long it takes to climb up a mountain? 5 hours. To descend, 4 hours to go faster. Okay, so it takes 9 hours to go and back and forth to the top of the mountain. Okay, and who is the Adventist in that association? I am the only one. Okay, and during 9 hours, do you stay in silence? No. What do you talk about? Politics, anything. Good. And I'm sure that there is always the chance to relate something of the whole conversations that you carried through to God, to the hope, to something. And people know that you're a Christian, of course, and sometimes that's the point. You see what I mean? So it's up to you to choose a platform. The platform could be offline, a group of people who love hiking. Online, it's up to you. Choose whatever you want. But the point is to interact with other people. Become an influencer, a blogger. Or at least have your own circle of influence. Your friends. People that follows you. That's it. Because don't forget the picture of the beginning. I don't need one big star man or woman. I need millions of small, tiny stars in the church. That's what we need.
Jesus is the star already.
He's the one. But we need small people like you that you may reach cameramen. You may reach people who love cars and music and whatever. You may reach people who has been in first aid and emergency projects that has nothing at all to do with those and the other ones. And the pastor will never do that. So we need each one of you not to shine a lot. We do not need big stars. We need thousands of small influencers. You see, what's the point? And relate. You have well, we run out of time. We need to go. But
If you like, 5 minutes more.
it's up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're up for it.
So, but you follow up, which is the idea.
More like moons. Thousands of moons that are reflecting the stars.
If you want to. Astronomy. If you want to check, astronomy.
You want to follow the sermon?
That's good.
Oh, that's a good one. Police seizes 120th podcast in through Germany. Okay,
Wow.
you may relate that if you want. Just need to train your brain. At the beginning for me was difficult. But once you start to train your brain in order to, how could I bring that towards the Bible or the Adventist values, and you can do it.
We used to think that technical, what's the word, highest level is the most important thing to
No.
produce some kind of video. So
I am so sorry to say no. It's
yeah,
not true.
I know, but that's
Depends on your audience, though. If I'm producing
No, it depends
video
on
for
on
video,
what do you want to do.
Yeah.
If you want to compete with TV, professional TV,
Mhm.
you need to aim there.
And
You
then
have to. But
something else.
But listen, no. Do you want to know why the content is much more
yeah,
important?
it is more important. That no question about it.
The same news, TV news, when there is a catastrophe or something horrible happening, or I don't know where, and there was no camera filming that, but a tiny guy with a
Phone.
smartphone filming that, what would you see on TV? Nice makeup, nice ties, the best microphones, all the best setup, all the best cameras, national TVs. Oh, the video of a guy who's shaking.
Exactly.
The content. So the point is, I rather prefer to have my own. That's why I have just that thing. I don't even have the Osmo camera. You know the I don't even have the Osmo soft whatever that.
Yeah, that's the
Because I know the people they are waiting for the idea of the day, the inspiration of the day. That's it. Just something short at the point. They don't really care about the quality, the technical quality. They just expect that small, short message of the day. Because they love it. There are people that say, this is boring. Of course. Go on, find someone else. We have plenty of people in the church. If we had every single member doing this, man, I tell you, before our generation finishes, Jesus would have returned.
Amen. Amen.
But the point is, we need small speakers that all over the world.
Mm.
Sorry, I'm an old man already. Do you know what was the big difference in the Industrial Revolution, turning from vapor steam machines to electrical machines? Okay. Factories at the end of the 19th century, they had a huge steam machine with a belt running a beam, and from that beam were belts running a lot of machines. And they say, now we have the electricity, good! So they removed the big steam machinery, they put a big electric machine, but they kept the same producing system. And the day they realized that having small electrical motors, it helps you to improve the disposition of the machines, the workers, and you see what I mean? That transformed the whole production. That was the second industrial revolution. That's the point. We do not need, of course we need, big electrical motors. We need them. But what we really need is small electrical motors. And each one of you producing different things adapted to your audiences. I may reach bikers. No one of you will do it. Maybe. You will reach all the people that I will never ever dream to reach out. And that's the point of what we need to do. Now, I assure you, the spirit of creativity will inspire you. He created the world. He will create ideas in your brain. Go for it.